What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Fantasy Flex Podcast. I am your host, Chris Raybon. This is our Week 10 DFS preview. I'll be joined momentarily by one of the most accurate rankers in the game, the odds maker, Sean Koerner. But quick reminder, all of our fantasy football content is available right now over at fantasylabs.com. Fantasy Labs NFL includes in-season rankings, waiver wire tips, DFS tools and models, and more. Use code FLEX20, FLEX20 for $20 off right now at fantasylabs.com/flex. Koerner, what is going on? Had to use some of our pivots last week. Hopefully people use them because we ended up having Travis Hunter get hurt after we rostered him and Swift as well. So a couple of guys that didn't even play for us. But how you feeling heading into week 10 and with the trade deadline and everything?
Yeah, feeling good. And yeah, that's just another reminder that we're doing this early in the week and, things are going to happen. Players get hurt. We're updating our projections. So Sunday morning, our projections will be fully updated and you can use our tools on fantasylabs.com. I would recommend doing that before you set your lineups. But yeah, I was, kind of high on Kyle Monangai earlier in the week. And then when Swift is out, he was a no-brainer play. So hopefully you used him out there if you're listening. But yeah, a little bit unfortunate on the calls we made earlier in the week. But again, we're trying to give you as many options and talk about our, process more importantly this early in the week. And, there could be some guys traded. I think we still have about an hour left before the trade deadline passes. So we could have, a major trade. But we'll be kind of cognizant of taking players that could be impacted by that. But yeah, how are you feeling heading into week 10? Can't believe it's week 10 already.
Yeah, feeling good. Had another kind of down week betting, but we're gonna keep going, try to hit another Ryan Miller, 31 or whatever it was. But I'm looking at DraftKings right now, and I feel like I want to jump into this because quarterback, we have to go Jaxson Dart at 5,700, right?
Yeah, he's sticking out like a sore thumb. I don't know what their deal is. They just can't price him up. What is it? That makes him like the 10th quarterback on the slate?
Yeah, he's 11th? Like the T. Higgins. Remember T. Higgins was like 5,600 every week a couple years ago when he was having that monster
4,700. And I've had that. I've actually priced. Way back in the day, I was part of a DFS company before DFS happened, and I was pricing the players. And there's times where I had an issue in the spreadsheet where that was a fixed value and everybody else is a formula. And I'm that's got to be the only plausible explanation is T. Higgins, he's just stuck at 4,700 and everybody else is on a formula. But yeah, that's got to be the case with Jaxson Dart. I don't know what they're doing, but we got to go with him again this week.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm a compulsive formula dragger. I'll just be sitting there looking at my spreadsheet, not actually doing anything,
right,
and just drag the formula down, even though it's already there. Just so with that,
again, because that can happen.
Absolutely can happen.
That can happen, and I'm usually a pro at spotting it because I've had it happen many times, and I think everybody's prone to make some mistakes. So that was my theory at the time.
How many total sells does your main NFL projection sheet have?
Definitely thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s. I don't know, a lot. I just feel this time of year, my mind is always going in a million directions because you as well. We're just managing so many different sells, and especially the trade deadline, a lot of moving parts. So we're just trying to keep it together for you guys.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the amount. I'm pretty sure it's millions. I tend to use a ton of tabs per spreadsheet versus making new
sheets too. I've done multiple sheets separately. So yeah, it's got to be in the millions. Hard to believe, but
ridiculous.
Was that your pick or mine?
That was mine. I think you started last week, but either way, I was like, let's go Jaxson Dart. He was sticking out like a sore thumb because Mariota's a little cheaper, but just not as good of a spot. So I mean, that could
right.
help. But
That's
they
right.
lost Dennybo, so it's kind of a wash there. I still expect their defense to be bad. But yeah, that's a pretty mid-range price tag for a quarterback. So where are you going next on DK?
Yeah, so let's see. I think we could wait at running back. Kind of want to know what we're going to do there, spending up, spending down. A lot of options at running back. Let's just knock out defense off the rip here. Jets were sticking out, but they just traded everybody away, so I like them a little bit less. Jaguars are interesting at Houston, assuming Davis Mills is under center at 2,600. Is there anybody else sticking out? I mean, the Panthers are the top one, but they're priced up at 3,500, and spending top dollar on the Panthers doesn't feel right. But they are facing the Saints,
who just traded Shaheed. Who do I
and their
have?
offensive line is decimated now.
Yeah, they traded Penny, lost McCoy. I have the Jaguars as the lowest that I would go. I'm not interested in the Jets anymore. I just think they're the Jets. Right. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Almost would rather pivot to the Browns, but they're not as good on the road. Yeah, I think it's. I don't know. I don't know if I like the Jaguars on the road either. I don't think they've been good enough, though. I don't know. What do you think? I think it might be worse spending for the. Because like we could go cheap at tight end. We know we got Loveland at 41.
Let's lock in the Panthers, but again, I think that's a potential $1,000 swing just to go to the Jaguars. True. And for defense, it's like, yeah, I think the Panthers are the clear top play for this slate. But for $1,000 just to go down to the Jaguars, and again, if Stroud ends up clearing the protocol, you're not playing the Jaguars defense. We'll put a pin in this where I'm putting the Panthers in just to see our average price per player. But at the end, if we do need like an extra $900, we could pivot to the Jaguars.
Well, what about the Browns at 2,900? Is that I feel like that's kind of a decent compromise between like the Panthers
you want to lock
and the
them in now?
Jets? It's up to you. It's your pick. So I'm just giving the options. Like I think Browns are kind of in the mix now. A little bit more, I think, because I think that spread should start to trickle a little more in their favor with the Jets trading everybody.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, we'll lock in the Browns now, knowing we could pivot up, probably less likely, or down if needed. But yeah, I like the Browns here. Should be a low-scoring game either way.
I mean, it's a little riskier because they haven't been as good on the road, so I don't think we have to be like locked in. But I do think like this Jets team, who knows what? I mean, if Breece Hall is essentially asking to be traded, like who knows where their heads are at coming out of a bye too. And the Browns are off a bye, so yeah, I think the Browns should be a pretty good point per dollar play here. So that gives us, let's see, Dart at 5,700 at quarterback at Chicago, and the Browns at the Jets. We have 5,900 plus for 2 running backs, 3 wideouts, tight end, flex. So I'll go tight end. Got to lock in my guy Colston Loveland at 4,100. Commit in the concussion protocol. Usually you miss a median of 9 days in the protocol. So I think there's a better, and like Komet's pretty much closer to doubtful. But even if he comes back, I think he'll be more of like the blocking tight end and the Brock Wright kind of guy in this offense. And Loveland will emerge as that Laporta guy, which is kind of what I saw happening early in the year. It just took a little bit longer, but that's kind of what we saw even to start the game last week. So yeah, let's go to Loveland at 4,100. That gives us 6,200 plus for our remaining 6.
Yeah, I like that one. McBride's also in play at 6K. You could actually use a tight end in the flex. I'm looking at like their price points and their my projection. The tight end position's so deep and good this year that again they're viable flex plays. So we could still end up using McBride. I'm gonna look at receiver now. Zay Flowers is sticking out like a sore thumb to me at 5,900. Yeah, last week they didn't have to throw much, but he still got that long play at the end. I still think, having Lamar back, who's also, not scrambling as much right now with the hamstring injury. I think he has a, really high floor ceiling this week against the Vikings. So I'm going to lock in Flowers here at 5,900.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this game could be a little more high scoring because I felt like last week too, the market was just underrating the Vikings offense, with McCarthy back. Like, that's still their preferred quarterback. He hasn't played with his tackles and hadn't played with his starting tackles until last week. Hadn't played with Addison. So this could be more of a shootout than people think. I'm gonna roll with, let's see, we have with Dart 57, Flowers 59, Loveland 41, and the Browns 29. We have just under 6,300 for 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and a flex. Yeah, running back is kind of the question mark as to like where we go salary wise. Let me see if I can knock another receiver out. I like Wandale at 51, or 53, excuse me, but we already have Jaxson Dart, so we don't need to do that. I was thinking of Parker Washington, but he's more risk at 4,700, but he's probably riskier now with Myers in the fold.
Yeah.
Tet McMillan game script could be an issue. Debo could be traded. Yeah, receivers kind of tough in that mid range. I mean, Jordan Addison's kind of interesting at 5,400. He doesn't seem like a cash play, but he's interesting there. JSN 8,600 probably would be higher. Probably should be higher. I mean, but I don't know if we can get up to him yet. So let's go. And then we can't trust Marvin Harrison because he's Marvin Harrison. Yeah, running back and receiver are tough. Go Rico Dowdle, 6,300.
I was thinking about him. Yep.
Yeah, I mean it's not my favorite, but I think the other, like, we already have Loveland, so, and we don't know if Swift will be back, so probably don't want to go Mananja yet at 5,600. So, and then Tracy, flopped, so can't really go him. Don't know what's up with Brees at 6K. So yeah, Dowdle's kind of in a sweet spot. I think Kyron at 6,600 is an option as well. I mean, he's a little bit safer, I guess, right? But is he? I don't even know. Probably
no,
not.
I think
Probably not.
No, I think Dowdle this week especially.
Yeah, right.
Is safer. Yeah, so I like that pick. And yeah, Monangai, if Swift is out, he's a no-brainer at 5,600. We just can't lock him in this early in the week and then get the rug pulled from under us. So what do you think about Devon Achane at 7,400? He is sticking out.
Love it.
He is sticking out. I don't know if
then don't you go up to Cook? Nah, we can't, because Cook has the lower floor probably, right?
Yeah. It's just like Achane, if you think about it, early on against the Bills, they're going to be run heavy. They're like a run funnel defense. And then when they inevitably get behind, he's going to throw to Achane. So he has like 2 different game scripts here. Both are excellent for him. We'll see if they have Jalen Wright active this week. They made him inactive, and then Ollie Gordon got hurt, so they had to just lean on Achane, and like Malik Washington was probably the backup running back.
Ingold, they got Ingold, so they always got another back active at least.
Yeah. Give me a break. So I just think this is an Achane spot. He's only 7,400 on DK full PPR. I think I haven't even looked at the prices. Maybe James Cook is like $11,000 there, but he'd be a better FanDuel play.
7,500. Oh, on FanDuel?
Cook is... FanDuel, I think Cook would be priced up, but Achane at 7,400, he is popping in my model. So, and probably on Fantasy Labs models too. But yeah, I'm going to go with Achane here. We still have 5,900 per player for 2 wide receivers and a flex, so plenty of wiggle room still. I think that's a good place to be.
Yeah, and I love Achane at that price because he's always going to catch passes. He's just, I mean, that's just been the Dolphins' offense. They cannot let Tua risk getting hit, and I guess the only thing is that Tua's benching risk is non-zero, right? Like that could hurt Achane. Remember how much Tua bumped up like everybody last year when he was in the lineup, but But that's
this
like
is a different Tua. I think
right.
Quinn Ewers would be more likely to check it down to HN. Not compared to Tua, but compared to like Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson's probably more likely to scramble and throw downfield. So yeah, that would hurt if Tua's benching game, which is definitely a possibility any week now. So yeah, I guess that's part of HN's floor, but I still think he still has a pretty high floor on DK.
All right, so that's Dart, HN, Dowdle, Flowers, Loveland, and the Browns defense so far. Average remaining 5,900, like you said. It's tough because, a guy like Olave, which he traded, you'd be like, okay, but it's a tough matchup against the Panthers. You're outdoors. Your quarterback stinks. Can't go with a Dunze either way because we already got Loveland. Tet we can't go with because we got a bad game script and we got Rico Dowdle. So there are a lot of overlaps. That is the challenge. Let's go with. Do we know if Christian Gonzalez is he ruled out?
I think he's like legit questionable. Looked like he got hurt pretty bad. Let me see.
That's what I thought, but early in the week, you never know for sure.
Never know. I always admit I have no clue. It was a head injury, but he's not in the protocol.
Okay, I don't love that for Ibuka paying $7,000 for him then.
Yeah, exactly. Or he might be in the protocol. This news blurb doesn't say.
No, it's Tuesday, so there's nothing official till Wednesday, which
Ibuka's projection definitely depends on that. And Godwin, is he back? Like, what the hell's up with him?
I mean, either way, I think
you're right.
Ibuka's the number one guy in that offense.
He's pretty immune to anything going on.
Yeah, Godwin just wasn't good. He wasn't good. He wasn't healthy. He hasn't been good yet.
Yeah.
Because Ibuka's kind of in a sweet spot salary wise, just if we're paying up, but it still makes us go low on the other side. No update on Breece Hall.
The trade deadline is over.
It's officially over now?
Pretty sure.
Oh yeah. It's 4 p.m.
Yeah,
Eastern,
daylight
right?
savings really screwed me up. It's over.
I thought I was late to the action playbook for a second, and I was like, wait a minute.
Oh, I didn't even know. I didn't even know till during Sunday Night Football. Someone told me. I was like, "You're joking." Man. Sundays are so crazy for us. We have no clue what's going on, but At least I don't. But yeah, Breece Hall didn't get traded, so
okay.
I think that's safe to say at this point.
He's just got a terrible matchup, and there's no defense on the other side of him, on his own team.
And he's pissed.
Give me. No, we don't. Well, I don't want Garrett Wilson either. And Devo did not get traded either. Then means
correct.
Yeah, let's go Devo at 5,600. Yeah, right. No, or do we want DJ Moore? Let's see. Both of them are so shaky though. Ugh. I really kind of, you know what? Let's just go Wandale. I don't care about the stack. Let's just go Wandale. I have a lot more confidence in him and on a DraftKings format, Dart in the quarterback spot or not than I do with any of these other mid-range receivers because game script concerns, Harrison consistency concerns, Shakir game script, J-Mo boom bust, Myers no longer the number one. Parker Washington, Myers, Juwan Jennings, who knows? Yeah.
Yeah, no, Wandale, high floor on DK. I don't mind stacking him with Dart.
Yeah, let's do that. So we have
I was playing around, so Devin Singletary is 4,300. I think he has a decent floor for a 4,300 player.
He can get one carry next week.
I'm well aware of that. If you use him in the flex, it doesn't matter anyway, Raybon, because if you use him in the flex, we're still $300 short of JSN. I tried.
You could go Jets. I mean, Panthers. I mean, who is the 2600?
That's right.
You got that 3. Jaguars.
Wait, but that still brings us back to Devin Singletary potentially getting one carry.
Yeah, I don't I think I draw the line. I think he's like too cheap, like too cheap and not high floored enough at this point. Because like the snap rate was 32 to 25, and there was only like there's single digit touches for each back, I believe. So it could go a lot of ways.
It's tough, and I don't think it's necessary. I think there's a lot of good options out there. So so what are your thoughts on Khalil Shakir's floor against the Dolphins? Because he should be extremely efficient in the first half, and then once they start blowing him out, that's probably a problem for his floor. So does he have a low floor this week, lower floor than usual?
Yeah, I think so, because you have the potential for James Cook to just like long run. It's like the Alec Pierce of the Bills. So yeah, this is a situation where I'd probably avoid him. I think you usually want him in the close games against zone defenses, and the Dolphins are probably just going to blitz a lot. And
he's a tricky.
I think
play.
I mean, honestly, if you're going to that range, I probably would just feel better about like either sticking with a guy like Parker Washington or like Juwan Jennings is the number one receiver for the Niners. He's pretty cheap.
Pearsall could be back this week.
He doesn't
making
exist.
it a little bit murkier.
True.
Let's see, where do I have?
Yeah, it's receiver's tough. Probably got to pay up and pay down at flex where we have more flexibility. No pun intended.
Yeah. I mean, there's too many options. It's not like I hate these guys. There's too many options. And if I use what do you think of Diggs at 5,800? Sort of a pass funnel matchup against the Bucks. Are you still cautious with Diggs?
I mean, I feel like we have no choice but to be, right. I mean, he's been catching like 2 balls in a lot of these spots. Yeah. What did he have last week?
Actually,
like
2
catches?
Well, the thing with Parker Washington is a brutal matchup against the Texans. But I am projecting everybody back. So if just like one receiver is out, and Jacoby Myers, he's going to play, but he's not going to have chemistry with Lawrence on the short week. Might not be in full time. So I'm okay taking Parker Washington here at 4.7K because now you have 7,700. You could add James Cook could be our flex,
Yeah,
that
makes sense. That makes sense. And you could always go like a guy like Jennings in that same range if things develop a little bit differently throughout the week. Horton is 4,600. Exactly. That could be an option.
Yep.
Well, maybe not. But yeah.
Like Brian Thomas might be out. Gummy Brown might be out. Parker Washington's still an amazing play. If everybody's healthy, then you kind of shy away from Parker Washington. We're giving you advice on Tuesday. So this is, as of now, I think that's the move. And then giving you 7,700 to play with for the flex, I think is the way to go. Yeah,
because I mean, I'm experimenting with your McBride in the flex. That would leave us 6,400, but that would just be Waddle. So that doesn't really make sense with Achane.
Yeah.
Unless we try to get up to Cook. But then we couldn't do that. So let's go Washington. I mean, Myers could just be a non-factor too. He could be Amari Cooper. Yeah.
Initially. I think eventually he'll be.
The Raiders tried to sign Amari Cooper in place of Jacoby Myers, remember? You'd be surprised how close they are.
I think he'll be like a 4-catch guy. But Parker Washington, again, he's been so good. He's just sticking around. I think he could pop, especially again when Jacoby's transitioning, learning the playbook, getting chemistry with Lawrence. I could see Lawrence just trusting Parker this week. So, then the tough
Jacoby
matchup.
Myers has the most nondescript 50-yard per game average I've ever seen in my life. 8 for 97, 6 for 68, 3 for 63, 4 for 30, 4 for 32, 4 for 39, 4 for 23. No touchdowns.
Typical.
I think Washington is the play for now. And
if
we need extra salary, I think if you need if you're going receiver and like it's for some reason Washington just is off the table, probably have to take a shot on like a high upside guy, because everyone has a lower floor. Like maybe you just go with like a Jennings or a Addison or somebody like that, Debo, Moore. Like that's probably what it boils down to. But so we have how much for the flex?
7,700.
Yeah. So that would be it's Devontae Adams or James Cook. Ooh, that's interesting.
Again, if Puka's out, kind of makes that a little bit easier. No,
they said he said he could. McVay said he could have come back in the game. So I'm thinking he's straight. But either way, Adams has been a beast.
Yeah.
Although, yeah, now we got to go with the running back. We got to go with Cook just because Adams did have some low volume games, especially with Puka there, and he's always a risk for that.
Yeah, I think Cook's the highest foreplay for sure.
So we got Cook, Achane, Dowdle. If we go, should we experiment with? Well, would we stack Monangai and Loveland too, or with that? Like if
I wouldn't mind doing again. If Swift is out again, you should be using Monangai anyway at 5,600, and you could still use Loveland if Komet's out. I don't mind that at all. But what do we know? It's so early in the week.
Johnson 3,800.
No, I know. You don't need to sell him on me. I like him too. Yeah, I think there's a ton of options. I think tight end is wide open because McBride is definitely in play at 6K this week, especially if Jacoby Brissett's back under center. And then those mid-range guys are all good, like Theo to Loveland.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably those three guys. McBride, Theo, Loveland. Those are the three keys, I think, when setting lineups as of now.
And Dart and Wandale. It just seems like everyone's from the same.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's probably a little too leveraged.
Yeah.
With the Bears, Giants, but I'm just, let's see. I mean, the other option would be, I guess he always kind of got Mariota in the back pocket, given that he's essentially free, 5,300, but he's just not been nearly as good as Dart.
Wait to see if like McLaurin's back this week. Mariota's final projection will depend on that a little bit. But yeah, he's obviously in play. High floor option with some upside.
So yeah, we got wait.
Yeah, who are you missing?
I was swapping in Monangai for Rico Dowdle, or just kind of seeing what, like, I feel like Dowdle is an easy pivot because there should be somebody cheaper. Whether it's a guy like Breece Hall at 6K, Monangai at 5,600, and then if you do that, you could get from Parker Washington up to 5,600, or Cook up to 8K. You don't need that. We could go. How would you feel about? But then we gotta go Jags. If we go Jags D, if we're back at Jags D, we could get JSN, Loveland, Parker Washington, Wandale, Zay, Monangai, Achane, and Dart.
All right, yeah, there you go. I mean that would be, if Swift's out, that would certainly be the way to go.
So, you think if Swift is back, he takes over as the early down back? Like you just think?
I think Monangai is here to stay, but just as of risky. Now, it's tougher to say one way or the other. But yeah, certainly a pivot. And again, there's probably going to be 2 or 3 things that we don't even know about right now that happen that will mix it up and make it a little bit more clear which free squares there are. Which will help, but I think either one of these is fine.
Here's an interest before we go to FanDuel. Your guy David Montgomery is down at 5K in a favorite spot, but they're on the road.
Yeah, I saw that. That he sticks out, but again he kind of has a lower floor this year. But yeah, at 5K, they should still, with Jaden Daniels out, they should play with the lead quite a bit. But they are on the road, so you never know with the Lions. But yeah, Monty at 5K is definitely in play.
Yeah, because I almost feel like JSN is like a must play at this point. He's just been so freaking good.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, so officially, do we want to just stick with the Dowda lineup or stick with the
just stick with the Dow lineup for now? Okay. With us, obviously very high on Manangai potentially later in the week. Just my current projections have DeAndre back and more of a threat than the current back, so that's why I'm a little bit lower. But obviously, I'm a big Manangai guy. But again, Sunday morning, our projections will be as good as ever, coming off of Action Playbook Live. So I would wait till then to really lock this in.
And if you really needed to, you could also get up. So we'd have 6,500 even with Dowdle. So if you could get up to Kyron if you go 100 lower on defense. That would be like the Browns to the Jets, which I don't love. But you could just go Jags there. Or if you go Jags, you could get up to Derrick Henry, but then that would be another stack. So there are options, but yeah, I think you definitely want a running back in that range, and hopefully you get to go lower with Manangai.
Yeah.
At 5,600 rather than Dowdle at 63, or you could go like only one of Achane and Cook too, and then you'd have. That's another pivot if Menage has an option. So either way, the final lineup is Jaxson Dart 5,700 at Chicago, Devon Achane 7,400 at Miami, Dowdle 6,300 against the Saints, Zay Flowers 5,900 at Minnesota, Wandale 5,300 at Chicago, Parker Washington 4,700 at Houston, Colston Loveland 4,100 versus the Giants. James Cook in the flex at 7,500. Doesn't matter who's in the flex because there's all three running backs that have the early start.
Yeah.
And then we got the Browns D at 2,900 at the Jets. 200 left over, so still some flexibility in this particular build as well. But yeah, I think it kind of all hinges on whether Manangai plays, whether Swift comes back and Manangai is an option at 5,600. Yeah, and there'll probably be some pivots because it's like you got the running back stack, you got quarterback stack, and two, but you also have two bears. So yeah, a lot of probably some pivots need to be done. But we'll go to FanDuel, and you can start us off. I started us off on DK.
On FanDuel, right? Yeah. Marcus Mariota is 6,300. Is that too low?
It's too low for him. Yeah, I don't think he's a must play, but I think he's like the best. He's probably the best dollar per point at quarterback. Yeah, because Caleb Williams is 74, so it's not. I think that's too much of an increase for still a shaky floor, but both of them.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking too. Caleb is sticking out. Jacoby Brissett is obviously sticking out, but we don't even know if he's starting. So I just, I'm going to play it safe here. I'm going to just go with Mariota at 6,300 and allow us to kind of spend up elsewhere. I think that was kind of our issue on DK is we wanted to spend up in spots. So let's go with that. I think he does provide a higher floor than people realize. So I like him here.
All right, Panthers D, 3,600.
Yeah, so I was gonna say on FanDuel it's a no-brainer, right?
Yeah, you got it. They're my number 2 defense this week, so yeah, I think you got to, and especially with the Saints fire sailing.
Yeah, they're all the way down. Like they're like the 16th ranked defense on a small slate. So yeah, they are a no-brainer play. So yeah, 7,200 per player, and that's with the defense, so that helps. Tight end looks a bit more normal. Ugh, don't want to use Hunter Henry. He's the one sticking out on my points per dollar, but I think Loveland's still the play.
Again, no?
Loveland and Theo, I think, are the sweet spot on FanDuel.
I would say Loveland has a better matchup. Yeah, because the Bears will play man.
Yeah, I'm
sometimes Theo disappears a little more.
Yeah, no, I have Komet out already, but I have Burden back fully healthy, so yeah, Loveland has some sneaky upside if Burden isn't able to go. So yeah, don't need to convince me on Loveland, especially with Komet probably doubtful. Let's lock in Loveland again. And I think he's probably better for FanDuel anyway. He's probably not going to have like 6 catch games. He's more of a touchdown and like high yards per catch kind of guy. So I think he is a little bit better for FanDuel anyway.
Yeah, I mean, still kind of feeling out the Bears now that we've seen Rome and Dunze have a 0-2-2 in the last 4. And we know DJ Moore is kind of hit or miss. Zacchaeus is overachieving. Burden is underachieving. So it's a little bit, and then we don't know if Swift Swift is probably more, takes targets away from other guys more than Monangai being the starting running back does. So, with Loveland at, what is he, 5,600, Panthers at 36, and Mariota at 63. We're going to have some cash to spend up at running back and wide receiver. JSN is 95. What is Puka? Puka is 99.
99. Yep.
Yeah, but you have like Jefferson's 90 and Amon-Ra's 93, so that 95 for JSN is doable. Or at least I think it's worth it, but I'll hold off on him for now. Running backs are pretty priced up, especially if Monangai's not an option, because you have Dowdle at 8K, which is very high. And then but Monangai's 6,500, so that would be ideal. And all these other guys you can't really trust. So so this is tough but we have 74-16 to play with, and we already have our defense out of the way and all our onesie positions. So that's actually ideal. Let's go with I don't know. How about Jaxson Smith and Jigba at 9,500? We still have 7K average left.
Do it. All right, love it. I was gonna do that if you weren't. So just so you know, I got your back on that. You know what? We keep talking about it. I'm going to be about it. I'm locking in Kyle Monangai at 6,500. I regret not kind of forcing this issue last week where, if Swift suits up, it's going to be a tougher call. But, I mean, either way, this is against the Giants. And Monangai looked as good as I think he could be. So I think we do it. I just think we do it. We lock him in for 6,500 here. Still have, what is it going to be? 7. How much per player?
Oh, sorry.
7,100-ish.
7,125 to be exact.
Okay.
And that's the thing about Monangai. I mean, yes, we're doing this a little bit earlier in the week. And I'm trying to see who like a pivot would be. But the thing with him is, even if he's splitting work, the Giants are one of the few defenses that you would kind of feel comfortable with that. But I mean, it's everyone else here is just kind of a committee back mate, because you got Henderson, Montgomery, Kamara, Tracy, Charbonnet, Jordan Mason. Yep. If Aaron Jones is ruled out, would be interesting at 6,500. That's a pivot. If AJ is ruled out. Either way, we got Monangai locked in, JSN, Loveland, Panthers, and Mariota. Zay Flowers is probably, even for FanDuel, too cheap at 7,100. Let's see. Seeing if we need him, or we need a receiver in that range. But Wandale is also cheap. Ooh. You think Flowers at 7,100 or Wandale at 6K is a better value? Kind of probably lean Wandale just given that price.
Yeah, they're about the same. I was going to go Flowers, so if you want to go Wandale, I'm down to just 2-pack it. I love they're more DK guys, but still that FanDuel always prices them down enough to where they're still great FanDuel plays as well. So, I like doing that. Would give us 7,700 for running back and flex. So, got some options.
Well, that's tough though, because we don't really like any running backs below 7,700.
I think this is a case where Dave Montgomery at 6,100. If we want to see what that would, let me see.
But then our top 2 running backs would be Monangai and Montgomery. That seems very risky. We might.
Oh my god, that sounds amazing.
Elsewhere.
That's you got Dave Montgomery and Dave Montgomery Jr. Or no,
Right.
Walter Payton. But if you had 9,300, you can get James Cook,
That's probably a
Amon
little.
Ra.
I feel like HN at 8,500 would still make more sense, even on
On
FanDuel.
on FanDuel, still like him. Yeah,
And then
and that would give us what 6,900 for what our flex,
yeah, it's still in
which would
shaky
be
territory. I feel like we need to.
that'd be
Nah, we can't do that with
Tet,
the game
Olave, Marvin
script.
Harrison Jr. I'm just the guys in that range.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in the week, it feels like a pay up for maybe pay down at either. I mean, we do want maybe pay down at receiver and pay up at running back, but that would take out Zay. I feel like it's probably wise. It would probably be wise to take out either Zay or Wandale. Zay is 7,100. Wandale is 6K. And then if we go lower at receiver, we could get because we want. I mean, what's the lowest running back?
Is this so we have Achan at running back? Is that what you're saying? Because I don't mind. I think for FanDuel, like I think Shakir's floor is a little bit lower, given the ball at risk, but he's going to be extremely efficient against the Dolphins at 6,100. Would be a decent price point.
Oh, like over who? We're taking out.
Well, nobody really. Oh, Zay Flowers. So like saving over a K to go from Zay Flowers to Khalil Shakir.
I wonder. I actually might still have. Let me see. I don't know. I'm like Shakir just low floor just because if Buffalo blows him out and it's like he's not the go-to. Because I have Flowers wide receiver 8, Wandale wide receiver 12, and Shakir 24.
I think just let's stick with Flowers. Let's just stick with Flowers. And then
I think that receiving core is what we want. It's just Dowdle is overpriced at 8K. So, or not overpriced, but he's kind of pushing it there. Can we go lower than Loveland at tight end? Where's the
not really? I think Loveland is the play there.
Makes sense to do that.
Yeah, wouldn't want to.
I mean,
pivot down.
I guess we could get off JSN because he's not like he's a massive touchdown guy. He's more of a yardage guy. But who do we pivot to that feels like safe enough to get off JSN?
No one really. I think he's Amon Ra.
Yeah.
Amon Ra, but saving $200. I don't know if that's going to matter a whole lot.
Like Abuka is just not in that category right as of yet. I don't think.
Yeah, I think just having 6,900 for flex, you have options where, again, if Aaron Jones is playing, I do like him at 6,700. And again, Dave Montgomery at 6,100 could be in play if you need like a 6K type guy. And wide receivers again would be Tet, Marvin Harrison Jr. now with Jacoby Brissett under center. I like more. So, not saying we're going with these guys, but these are pivots in this range, or potential plays, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some flexibility. You could also go down from HN to like a Dowdle, and that doesn't seem worth it.
Right.
Yeah,
I think HN's price point does make him probably worth that 8,500. So spending down doesn't make.
Yeah, there's just a kind of like that flex is just tough at this point because no one really stands out. It seems like just you're kind of rolling the dice. So maybe, yeah. Either way, there's a lot of flexibility, but like Montgomery at 6,100, and then you pay up, use the 800 or something like that. But oh wait, if we have an extra 100, we could get up to McBride.
Yeah, I saw that.
Should we just do that? Where do we get this extra
freeing up
100?
100? Yeah.
We could go HN to Derrick Henry. We could go.
Oh yeah, he's 100.
Or Loveland to Theo Johnson, but we already got Wandale. So yeah, we probably have to go HN to Derrick Henry, which is probably fine.
That's fine.
But we have Zay.
Yeah, for FanDuel.
Or Kyron.
Oh yeah, I was looking at that too. I think for FanDuel, yeah, that makes sense. I would probably go Kyron out of those two, but it's very close. But I would go Kyron over Henry.
Okay, so let me update that. So you got Mariota, Monangai, Kyron, JSN, Wandale, Zay, Loveland, McBride.
Yeah, with Brissett.
Yeah, I think McBride's the best 7K like that in that range. He's I would almost be fine getting off the Panthers just to get up to McBride if we really needed to. But who would you go with?
Don't need to. They're so like a value on FanDuel that'd be tough to do. And again, with Jacoby Brissett being announced as the starter, I think that really helps McBride. I'm not even joking. So his touch on upside is going to be higher this week with Brissett, in my opinion. So yeah, I like that. Yeah,
it would be tight end. You'd probably just have to get off Loveland at tight end, but you do have Theo, Otten, Hunter Henry, Fannin, Ertz, who all could be options depending on who sits out. So yeah, I think Loveland would probably be the pivot here to make everything work because we already got Monangai anyway.
Yeah,
but yeah, we'll lock it in. We'll lock it in like this. With Flowers, JSN, and Wandale at wide receiver at 7,100, 6K, and 9,500 respectively. Then we got Kyron at Kyron or Henry. Well, we'll go Kyron for the show, 8,200. Monangai 6,500 at running back. Mariota at quarterback 6,300. McBride in the flex at 7K, and the Panthers D at 3,600. And you got 200 left over, so you could get up to HN if you just went down to Theo, but you probably don't want to do that. But if Godwin's ruled out, I think Otten at 5,400 could make sense. Henry, you said, is popping in your motto. So yeah, one of those two guys probably would be, not too much of a downgrade depending on the injury situation. So yeah, I like this build. I think probably would like to get up to HN, but on FanDuel it's not as big of a deal. All right, so let's lock that in, and that is going to do it for Week 10 Fantasy Flex DFS preview. Be sure to subscribe to the Fantasy Flex pod so you don't miss an episode. We got our projections episode out already. We got our waivers episode out already. And we'll be back over on the Action Network podcast feed for touchdowns from every game on the slate. Me, Koerner, and our boy Jill Gallant. You can find Koerner on X at @_oddsmaker. I'm at Chris Raybon. Be sure to follow Playbook as well on X. It can build you bet slips at the sportsbook of your choice. And you can find Koerner and I at those same handles on the Action app as well. Until next time, get this money.